Maybe the city attorney can first remind us all about the deadlines relating to placing a charter amendment measure on the ballot for November 8th.
Councilmember Agran, the short of it is, if that is to happen, the City Council would need to hold a special meeting by this Friday. That would then trigger a series of deadlines to have an impartial analysis prepared by the city attorney, which I'm sure we can meet that deadline. Then we will have, we would have direct and direct arguments for and against, and then there would be a submittal to the registrar, and then after that we would have rebuttal arguments and a supplemental submittal to the registrar, all to meet their deadlines. But the absolute last day that we could feasibly do it would be this Friday.
In other words, we would have to take action by this Friday. Or if we took action tonight, you would come back with the actual resolutions. Is that the idea?
A package of resolutions together with the actual charter amendment text.
Very well. Mayor, I won't take a lot of time to discuss the merits of district elections, expansion of the council, and district elections. I will say this, that district elections are not just about matters of race, they're about matters of better representation as well. And I know there's been a lot of talk about the California Voting Rights Act, and that's an important subject. But there are separate and apart from that very important reasons to both expand the council and move to districts. In a city of 300,000 people, we're the largest city in the state of California without district elections. There were many excellent arguments made by people I've never even seen before regarding the value of district elections, providing better local representation, allowing council members to be especially attentive to their own districts, while at the same time being mindful of the city as a whole. This has not only been the trend, it has been generally regarded as a very successful improvement in our voting system, particularly for cities like our own that have grown to the point where at-large elections can result in the anomalous situation where 2 or 3 people live in one part of town and another 2 or 3 live in another part of town, and whole areas of the city don't have that kind of more local connection and representation. It is a change. It is a change that has swept through jurisdictions in Orange County and elsewhere. School districts, water districts, community college districts, and of course, cities. And everybody has seemed to accommodate themselves to it. I think it is a popular proposal, and I very much would like to see this on the ballot so that the voters of the city of Irvine can evaluate the proposal and decide. I think everybody here left in the room knows that the city of Irvine has been threatened with litigation in this matter. I'm not going to discuss that. I am going to say that we will have district elections in this city. It may take 2 years, it may take 4 years, it may take 6 years, but we will definitely have district elections. And I think whether it's by court order or by just a vote of the people, in my view, it's better done sooner rather than later. So I'd like to offer a motion and take a definitive vote on this matter, and then go from there. May I make the motion now, Mayor?
Sure.
I move that the City Council place the following measure on the November 8, 2022 City of Irvine ballot to be decided by Irvine voters. A proposed charter amendment expanding the City Council from 5 members, that's a mayor and 4 council members, all elected at large, to 7 members, and that would be a mayor elected at large and 6 council members elected from separate geographic districts. That's the motion.
I'll second it. Is there any further discussion? If not, City Clerk, will you please conduct a roll call vote?
Councilmember Agran.
Yes.
Councilmember Carroll.
No.
Councilmember Kim.
Nope.
Vice Mayor Quo.
No.
Mayor Khan.
Yes.
Fails 2 to 3. Councilmember Carroll, Councilmember Kim, and Vice Mayor Quo voting no.
Mayor, I'd like to try one more motion, if I might. I'd like to move that the City Council place the following measure on the November 8, 2022 City of Irvine ballot to be decided by Irvine voters, a proposed charter amendment expanding the City Council from 5 members, that would be a mayor and 4 council members, to 7 members, a mayor and 6 council members elected at large.
Is there a second?
I can make an amendment. I'd like to establish a subcommittee to take a look at how we would implement this in the best way possible to possibly be on the ballot for 2024.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I would like to put a subcommittee together to figure out the best approach on how we would roll this out to then place on the ballot for 2024.
Is there a second for that motion? Motion fails.
Mayor, could I just say a word? I thought we all pretty much agreed, and the community agrees, on the value of expanding the City Council from 5 to 7. If I'm misreading my colleagues to the point where there isn't even a second for this alternative motion, so be it. But nobody I know has had a problem with expanding the council from 5 to 7. I'll just leave it at that. Ask for a second.
Again, I'm not in opposition to that at all. But what I do have a problem is being rushed into it without any opportunity for thought or reason or further discussion on how this would be implemented. So I provided a substitute motion or friendly amendment, and it wasn't accepted. So I don't know what more to say, except that this is way too much of an important decision to be rushed. It's our responsibility to make sure that when we put these things on the ballot, that there's at least some amount of thought. I'm not even available on Friday. Councilmember Quo's not even in town. I don't even know how we would have a special meeting by this Friday when none of us are even available at that point in time. So I offered a friendly amendment. You didn't accept it, so I don't know what more to say. We'll have to just revisit this at a later time then.
Mayor, I just want to make sure there's not a misunderstanding. This is to put it on the ballot for November 8th, 2022. It would take effect, if passed, for the 2024 election cycle.
Correct.
I just want to make sure that's understood.
I think so. And for me, it's, I don't agree with expanding the council without district elections. I think those go hand in hand.